So inside the lens of a camera is something called an aperture. And its purpose is to let light inside the sensor. This is much like the human eye. You see, beneath the iris is a pupil, and it dilates in the darkness. This fascinates me. How adaptable the human body can be, how we are even able to see in the darkest places. And I wonder if this applies to things not seen by the human eye, like when depression cloaks the mind in the dark. What if the heart starts to dilate, opening up its aperture, snapshot everything into a brighter thought than it used to be, boosting the saturation, punching up the exposure, pushing back the shadows, editing the highlights, illuminate the memories. It would be so nice if the brain could process like Lightroom.
Come on.
But this is not how it works. Brain chemistry can't compound into such a clean comparison, can't morph the mind into a metaphor neat enough to fold inside the consciousness of every person who thinks mental illness is a joke. I never thought it was a joke, but when my best friend opened up to me about her anxiety, I said, hey, yo, maybe you should find better ways to relax. I didn't realize how unhelpful this was until the panic attack took my breath away. And herein lies the problem. We don't know what we are talking about until we feel what it feels like, because the most universal of experiences are also the most subjective ones. Like, how do we all feel emotional pain, yet it is still so difficult to explain, even for me, the poet, whose purpose is to take big concepts and make them more concrete. And here is when I bring back the metaphor about the aperture opening up, letting in the light so you can finally see what I'm saying. But some of y'all still won't understand how this poem has never been about anxiety or depression or any isolated emotion for that matter, but rather all these feelings and how hard it is to talk about. And even when we find the words to say how we feel, there's a person out there that won't believe it is real, because a gaslight in the chamber is cause for combustion. And you wonder why so many people are out of their minds, why so many people blow out their minds. And I know correlation does not always mean causation, but a rising suicide rate has to say something about a society who thinks empathy is only as deep as aesthetics. And here is where the imagery falls apart, because we are all in the dark and our eyes are wide the fuck open. What about our heart? Can we open up the aperture? Can we let in the light?